You've got mass migration in this country, which under your watch spirals basically out of control.
Let's
you can understand why lots of Tories have deserted your party.
Yeah, but let's deal with that, because it's perfectly true that when I was Prime Minister, migration went up and down. It went down dramatically during the pandemic.
Of course it did, because we knocked us all up.
Yeah. But then, so as we came out, what happened was that we had a nightmare where we couldn't stack the shelves and we couldn't fill the stations with petrol stations with petrol, and everybody was freaking out. I remember every business group, every department of state was saying we need more pairs of hands to get things done.
That wasn't the promise of the referendum, no, was it? It wasn't the promise of Brexit. It was controlling our borders and limiting migration.
Inflation is a huge destroyer of prosperity, of investment. And you're too young to remember the 1970s. I remember it was absolutely appalling. And you get into an inflationary spiral, and it saps the strength of the economy completely. It saps people's prosperity. It's a disaster.
But you can see
we had to get inflation down. And yes, I would accept that for that year, 2022, the numbers were very high, partly because we also had the Ukrainians, we had, quite rightly, a lot of people from Afghanistan, a lot of people from Hong Kong. Plus, the Migration Advisory Committee said, well, we needed a lot of people to help with social care, we needed a lot of stack shelves and all the things. We need to keep inflation.
They've never knowingly told shut the borders those guys do that.
Now, of course, those decisions, in hindsight, we've learned, we can say, well, we got it wrong, or the MAC got it wrong, or I got it. I did actually authorise those. They were taken by.
So you made it.
But because of Brexit, we're able to get it right in future.
So you can see why Brexit voters are confused by this, right?
And when I was Prime Minister, that is an argument I believe we could have won with the public to explain why there was that abnormality, that post-COVID bump, and why Brexit enabled us to fix it.